TT meets TT Episode 1, Size 3.2 v6. Hi all, Andy here and welcome to the first in a new series of videos here on the channel entitled TT meets TT. My plan is to look at some of your cars in more detail, see what jobs you've undertaken and the stories behind them. Hopefully it gives a great insight into what we're all doing in the TT world with our own projects, and then I can share some knowledge and experience on problems and tips that we all go through with our cars. So I'm going to meet up with channel subscribers and talk about all things TT. First up and kicking off the series is Si with his excellent manual 3.2 v6 in Avus Silver. Si is pitching guard games here on YouTube and has been one of my subscribers for about 6 months. I'm sure you will agree it's a lovely looking car with a few subtle mods that I will go into in more detail. Si noticed and commented on my signature blue sunnies in one of my videos, so I decided to post him a pair and he was kind enough to wear them in this video. Apologies in advance for some of the filming and sound quality. It was a one-take filming with fading light, but we still got to capture this great car on a rainy Friday afternoon in Dorset. Right, enough chat from me, on with the footage.
Right, so I'm here today with Si. Si is the proud owner of this lovely Avus Silver 3.2. We've been chatting for a little while online. Obviously Si is a subscriber to the channel as well. And obviously I've just picked up the 3.2 myself today. Come down today to have a look at Si's car, see what he's done to it, any problems he's got with it, and just have a bit of a chat about what goes on with it. So how long have you owned the car, Si?
I bought it in September last year,
Okay.
and it wasn't completely in great nick, so I had to change quite a bit. I had to get it ready for an MOT for a start, and changed, basically fixed it so that it could run, but it still broke down on me, which was a bit galling. They had a coolant problem, there was a fan broken, so it just overheated one day. But got that fixed, and recently it's been in to have the underside changed. It's had all the suspension changed, shocks, all the brakes have been changed, all the discs have been changed, everything's been sandblasted and painted, all it's got new parts on there, so it's pretty mint down there now.
Okay, so what sort of miles did it have on it when you got it?
Well, it had about 113,000 miles on it,
Okay.
so it's not too bad for a car that's old.
Yeah. Original wheels?
Original wheels.
And you've had them painted, I noticed.
So they have been gunmetal.
Yeah.
The wind noise was too much here, but I was saying that I felt the original wheels suited the car best and I was going to change my aftermarket ones back to the Ronals.
Ruins the look of the car. I think Paul, you disagree with that. You think
I do.
You like the wheels?
I like the wheels.
You can put them on your car.
Any problems with the gears on it? Or
No, the clutch, the gears, the engine, all okay. They're about the only things that work.
Yeah.
Just about everything else.
Okay. So, with regards to the engine, any problems with the engine?
No, nothing. Just change the spark plugs and put some oil in.
Okay, so you've
Good
had
to go.
no
chain,
aftermarket parts done?
No, the chain is great.
Okay.
Great condition, which is the biggest worry with these cars.
Yeah.
Because it's quite an expensive job, unlike on the others.
Yes, absolutely.
The turbo ones, which you just built.
So, have you had the chains, anything done to the chains?
I've had them checked,
Okay.
and they're perfect.
Okay.
So I reckon it's been probably changed moderately recently in its life, or it's just been looked after. But there wasn't a lot of paperwork with this, so I was taking a chance because what paperwork it was really worth the paper it was printed on.
Yeah. So interestingly, I've got lots of paperwork with the blue one, which is great, and the DSG, which is my big concern over the car, was done, I think 6 years ago. They said about.
When you walk around a TT, no matter whose TT it is, they all have that familiar feel to them. As a fan of the car, you know every curve and shut line on every panel. Even in this fading light, the car sparkles like it has just rolled off the production line. A testament to Si's hard work keeping it looking immaculate. Next up, we hopped in the car and took it for a short test spin and had a chat about how they drive.
So did you say that you'd had these done as well for the car, or was that
I
something?
put those on their leather because underneath they are completely ruined.
They purr really nice. I was quite surprised. I thought that I was worried that it was going to be too boomy. but it's been okay. I was quite surprised. I might just hold on to that because I didn't even stick it bad. I don't think mine's got a silver dash either.
No, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've done some little touches to yourself.
I've blinged it a little bit,
That's
and one
all right.
thing you'll notice on the chair is I've changed out the mechanism for raising the chair and the tilt for the back.
Right. Okay.
Into metal.
Okay.
But I did keep the plastic bits so that should I need to turn it back, I will.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help myself. I just did a little bit of blinging, and
so when you say you've changed the mechanism, have you changed the actual the strut that does the pump?
No. Just the handle basically that fits on just looks a little bit more in keeping with the rest of all the silver in the car.
That's one thing that's obviously gone on mine, and it's like 120 quid to replace that part. Whereas some of the some of the parts, like the struts from the back of the car, they're like 10 penny or 20 quid for a pair. So, but my glasses on, how's what I think? It's a bit bright.
Yeah, it is a bit
low, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that time of day.
So you've had no engine problems at all. It's run smooth.
Absolutely fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, and have you serviced it yourself, or do you take it somewhere?
No, I take it to Auto Repairs in Wimborne, and they've basically rebuilt the car for me, which is very nice of them.
Yeah,
it did cost a bit, but it didn't cost as much as it could have done, and I just don't have the expertise to do it myself, or the tools.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have an option. I mean, I watch your videos, but I haven't got the confidence to do it. So. Yeah, I have done a few. I mean, I changed all the light bulbs in here, LED, which is great.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't take much skill to do.
Well, no, it's interesting to know that you can do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it just freshens up the look of the cars.
Does.
I think personally, these cars were almost like 20 years ahead of their time. I mean,
well, yeah, they're spaceships, aren't they? I mean, the look, you're never going to get tired of looking at it. It's a piece of art with four wheels on it.
Absolutely right. There isn't a bad angle on this car.
No.
Anywhere you look at it.
Do you know what's really sad is the worst place to be with a TT is actually driving it, because you can't see it.
No, that's right. Yeah, you need to park it up somewhere nice, somewhere scenic, so you can take some really good pictures. I mean, this time of year, the sun going down with some nice trees, it's ideal for that sort of thing. But,
yeah, I know it's pretty sad, but I stare out the window at my car.
Yeah, no, I do. I go into the garage and have a look at it and make sure it's still there. And you think for the price of these cars now,
I mean,
you know, you can pick them up fairly cheaply. Although I'd say that we've got the right cars for the future, because I think these 3.2 V6s are going to hold their money.
Yeah, and there's less of them around. And the other thing is, of course, the 225s and 180s, they're so adaptable to people who like souping up and modifying their cars. That's probably going to devalue them if they're not stock, aren't they?
Exactly right. I mean, I've got no issues about people doing that to cars, and I think you know, hats off to people doing that.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it's not something I want to do with these cars.
I'm too old.
and I'm too old. So I think the way I'm going to take my car is I'm going to keep that blue one completely standard.
Yeah.
The silver one is also going to be completely standard. The green one, if I take it on, which is obviously looking very sorry for itself, as everyone has pointed out on the channel, I think that will stay pretty standard as well. So I don't think it's we'll see what happens with that. If I take it on, I think it needs a significant amount of work, and it's a great candidate though for sticking on a track or for souping up and doing some. Because I think you can do some pretty good mods to these cars, the 180s, and bring them in either 225 pretty easily.
Yeah, they can be beefed up quite nicely if that's your bag. But this for me, it has all the power I need. It's awesome. You put your foot down and the sound, and it's going around bends. I always laugh when I go around bends because it just sticks to the road. I just can't stop laughing. It's hysterical. Almost whatever speed you want. Although, perhaps don't try that at 100 miles an hour. But it will go round a bend and stick to the road, and it's really, really amazing. That's the bit I like about it most.
Yeah, I mean, they are great cars. I mean, you can't fault them. I think there's so many of them about still at the moment, so everyone talks about them being a future classic, and I think they will be. Right now, maybe not so much. Maybe there's so many about, but you only have to look on Facebook and online to see the amount of cars that are being broken. you think, well, the numbers aren't going up, they're coming down.
Yeah,
and particularly these cars. I mean, it's great to see one in manual as well, see a 3.2. Yeah. And I did see one online earlier this week for £3.5 grand, I think it was a manual in London. It had about 137,000 on the clock, which is obviously 30,000 more than I've just picked one up for. I spoke to Car Chris, so if so if you're not subscribed to Car Chris, make sure you go and, well, there you go, make sure you go off and check Car Chris out. He's a really great guy. He's got some really good content on the Audi TT Mark 1 and 2 now, and he's got a 3.2 Mark 2. And I asked him, what do you think of the DSG gearbox, and he was quite positive about it. So yeah, which is all good. What's interesting, I noticed when I put that car into sport mode earlier, is it has that constant pull, whereas the 225 obviously has that turbo lag and then kicks you in the pants, whereas this just feels like a constant.
It just goes. Yeah. It just put your foot on the floor and it just shoots up.
Absolutely.
It's hysterical. I've never had a car this powerful before. I know, probably other people have. Yeah. But this is just a monster.
Yeah. For the, you think about the size
money.
of it. Yeah. Exactly. The money you pay, the size of the engine that you're getting for that money, and the size of the car it's sitting in, it's just like untapped power.
Yeah. It's just awesome. And but the thing for me is it just looks so nice as well. I mean, it's a piece, as I said earlier, it's a piece of art. It's Bauhaus. Right. It's just.
No, I didn't come down the TT.
Probably wise.
The reason being, it's 150 miles away from 80,000, and I figured I wanted that to be a special moment when it turned, and I didn't want the TT coming down to buy another TT and having its special birthday. So I left it home. True. And it's clean now.
It's going to get envious, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
engine.
It will stay. The new one will stay out of the garage for now. I think there's space in the garage to put them both away, but until I know what's happening with the green one, it's a case of where we'll just leave it.
The green one.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the green one?
The green one. Well, to be honest, when you buy TT, you generally find you're in for a lot more money than you thought you were. But with the green one, you know where you're at. It's going to cost that much money and that much time, so you're going to replace everything on it probably.
I think there's not an awful lot on the car other than the hood that I would probably keep. It's literally just
maybe indicators or something like that.
Yeah, it's literally a few panels, the substructure, and that's probably about it. The wheels need a complete refurb, as you've seen.
Underside will be pretty ropey probably
I
as
think
well.
So, yeah, where it's been sitting outside. Whether it can be saved, I don't know.
Well, you're the man to give it a try.
Well, I will
and are you
try.
intending to give it away on your channel, or is that a bit too much?
Well, there was talk of that. So a few people have suggested that one to make it as a giveaway. So there may be a giveaway coming on the channel. We will see. I know that the previous owner, who is staying anonymous at this time, but he is still quite interested in the car. Although he looks like he may be giving it to the channel as a gift now after a bit of discussion. So we're hoping that we can either do something with, giving it away on the channel, or he did say he would like first refusal on it to have it back. So we shall see.
Wow.
It all depends on how much money is involved in getting it roadworthy again. I think it's going to be fairly substantial, and again, I think I am going to be calling in on a few of you out there. I've already mentioned in the video I might be giving Dom a shout and Bryn a shout on it, but we shall see.
They might have some spares.
Yeah, I think Dom did comment on the video that it looks like it needs a lot of work, and don't forget it needs this part and that part. So all taken on board, Dom, and I will bear that in mind. I think it might be too scary, to be honest, to take on, but we'll see. But like you say, there's the parts for them. Are just crazy money, aren't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, some of them are. I mean, but at least they're out there. Parts are still available.
Yeah.
So that's something. There's a lot of breakers. So
there are, and I've got a couple of breakers that are quite close to where I work, actually, as I've noticed. So, and they are breaking TT. So it's always someone I can call on for parts. But I did spot a guy, I think he's based down in Poole actually, and I will link him on the channel as well. And he's just done an Audi TT rebuild. He says it's his third one he's had.
Wow. Poole, yeah, Castle Poole, isn't it?
That might be, yeah, Castle Poole.
Yes,
so
he lives in Poole as well.
That's it, yeah.
Yes.
Poole in Poole.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Paul has, I think this year he's taken the whole front off his TT and rebuilt it, put all new bits on his engine, blinged it right up. He's polished up the head, I think, polished up the intake, polished everything you can think of he's done on it, and it looks cracking. And I would be interested in seeing that. But yeah, there's lots to do. I think lots to do.
That's the thing about these cars. Just when you think that you've finished,
Yeah.
you get another warning light, and something else has gone wrong.
Yeah.
But that's, I suppose, the nature of the beast when you.
I'm not going to attempt any fate and talk about warning lights. Absolutely not. Particularly, I've had 3 years ownership with my TT, and really, it's like, I'm not even going to say it.
No, don't say it.
I'm not even going to say anything about my ownership, but it's been pleasurable. Let's say
Oh,
that.
that's good.
Which has been great. Which has made me want to sort of help other people with the jobs that have come up, and you know, even buy more. So that's the thing. Because I bought that 225 with the idea of garaging it and making it a classic in the future, and then it's been, oh, let's drive it and let's enjoy it, which is great. And being 2 seats, it means it's good. We can leave the kids at home and have fun on our own. But with this having 4 seats, it now means the kids, if they want to squeeze up tight, can get in the back.
Have they got no legs?
No, well, they're detachable.
Oh, right,
So,
that's very handy for a TT.
Yeah, detachable.
It was designed
legs.
especially for people with detachable legs.
I think it must have been. Although I did have my father-in-law in the back on the test drive, and
Did he need surgery afterwards?
I think he lost feeling below the knees.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he enjoyed it in the back. He was looking at the interior,
Singing
and,
along?
yeah. I mean that's the thing, is like you say, that the backs don't really get used.
No.
It's quite surprising though. So for the interiors that you see for sale online, they always look really hammered, because obviously people do rear seat delete. That
Yeah,
seems
they
to be
do. That seems to be the thing,
popular
doesn't
one.
it?
Although in these, I don't think there's any need to do a rear seat delete. I think they're powerful enough, and they've got all you need.
They've got awesome amounts of horsepower.
Yeah. Oh,
So taking the seats out might make a lot of difference.
I think it's 247, isn't it? 247.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably lost a few down the years, but I mean, it's still pretty massive.
Absolutely, for the size car it is. And the headlining, I mean, that's also, like I say, my Mondeo that I've just picked up this year, my company car, I've had 4 Mondeos in a row, and this one has come with a black headlining. I think, oh, it's very modern. And I've got in this today, and I've got in my one today for the first time, and it's a very modern 2021 headlining, even though it's in a 14-year-old car, or 17-year-old car rather.
It does make the interior very dark though.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's why you need LEDs.
Yeah. So have you got any plans to sort your ding out?
Yes, I have plans. I had a guy tell me a guy who's going to fix it without mucking the paint up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, like a dead pull or something.
Proper. He's going to coordinate the silver colour properly. He ages it. So I've been waiting to find these things out, because you can't just go to a paint shop and say do a respray, which is what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But the Healy's Valeting service, who made it look so nice for me today, he said don't respray your car, it's fine. And he machine polished it, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, fabulous. Yeah.
I'm amazed. I've never seen it looking like this.
No, it's amazing. It's a great looking interior. It's a great looking exterior.
Yeah.
I mean, what more could you want for your money? And it's, do you know, owning the soft top, as I've said on the channel, I bought that because we wanted a bit of a fun car for the summer.
Yeah.
But I much prefer the look of the coupe. I think it knocks spots
off.
The
curve is just absolutely perfect.
Well,
isn't
I think
line.
it looks like a baby Porsche 911. That's in my head. Yeah. I know probably if you put the two next to each other, they would look nothing alike.
It's a curve thing.
But yeah, in my head, that's what it is. And I love the Porsche. I love the 911. That would be. I can't say my dream car when I'm doing a channel about Audis, but I would love but I would love a 911 eventually. So let's see if we can have a 911 channel eventually as well.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Don't think I'll be doing oil changes on that though. Maybe. No. See what Santa brings me.
Oh yeah, you could ask.
Yeah. So this is the very, very first TT meets TT, and it actually has turned out to be a TT meets TT, because it was going to be Mondeo meets TT.
Not quite the same.
No, not quite the same, but it's been
another style icon.
Yeah. I did think about bringing the silver one down, but you know, in the end of it, I've managed to turn up with the TT anyway. So
yeah, that's good. I'm pleased you've joined the V6 club.
Well,
so,
yeah, there was a lot of pressure on that. I'd say, with people telling me I think you should buy
It was
one.
me.
So, oh yeah, you were one of those people. But there's been a whole host of people saying, buy a V6, buy a V6 on the channel. Particularly this week when I've been saying, what shall I buy as a project? Everyone has been saying, buy a V6. There's not much content around, so
there isn't.
I hope to add a lot more V6 content to the channel.
Yeah, most of the guys on there, including yourself, of course, have got either 180s or 225s, and although it's very nice to watch them do that, sometimes it's not that applicable to my car. But
Absolutely.
I mean, apart from the suspension and general things inside the cabin, the engine is completely different, so it doesn't really help. But
Well, that's the thing, doing an engine restore where I'm talking about the battery tray. Obviously the battery is completely in the wrong place because your battery is in the boot.
yeah, my battery's in the boot.
Yeah, whereas my battery on my Silver one is right there in the front.
Yeah.
And I guess that must be a space saving thing rather than
Yeah,
balance.
the V6 is so big they can't get one in there.
Although I was surprised when I opened the bonnet for the first time to have a look at it today, where you'd see the turbo pipes for the 180s and the 225s, obviously they're not there. There's a massive amount of space at the rear of the V6 to work around, I guess, where you open that bonnet of the 225 and it's just all
full
pipe work. So if you want to do any changes or anything, it's just you know, you've got to take 18 things off to get to the one thing that you want.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, even changing the oil filter looks a bit tricky on this. It's sort of tucked away out of the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not something you can just reach down and grab.
No, it's done. I do it from underneath, and I've done a video on that actually on the channel. So if you want to check out how to do an oil change on an Audi TT, please click the link above.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do services on the cars I owned back in the day before the invention of silicon chips.
Yeah.
But I don't touch them anymore. I just don't. I let someone else do that.
Yeah, I think these cars are probably on that crossover now where they're getting to the stage that you can't really do an awful lot at home. On these you still can, I think.
Yeah.
You still, if you're confident with spanners, you can give it a go. And for a lot of the jobs I've done, even if you're not confident with spanners, you can give it a go. You can just see what works for you. But if you've got any doubts about doing any jobs, I'd always say find a local mechanic, get friendly with a really good local mechanic, and just drop it in there.
Yeah. It's very much the case. If you have one of these cars and you're not very competent with spanners, you have to know someone who is.
Yeah.
Because it's going to cost a lot.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that obviously with my Silver Audi, I want to do the suspension bushes next. Now I'm concerned about doing that myself because I'm thinking, if I've got that in the garage and something goes wrong, it's not like I can put the wheels back on and roll it down the road.
No.
Whereas if I've got that green one, I can be a guinea pig, or it can be a guinea pig should I say, and I can easily strip the suspension off that, put the bushes in, hopefully it just works like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just had all my bushes changed in this and all the suspension, so it's nice, and it's really going to last now till I probably give up driving. So I think this is going to be my last car.
So 35 years in the future, it's got to last that long, so there better be good bushes. Anyway, Simon, thank you very much for giving me a drive in the car today. It's been cracking to come out in another 3.2. I guess me buying one today is giving me an insight into what the other ones will look like, and the things I can look at to fixing myself or looking out for you guys that own them. So yeah, thank you very much for today.
That's okay,
and
thank you for coming.
So under the bonnet, so the things that you've changed is you've literally done the silicone hoses.
That's it.
And that's it, yeah.
I've probably changed some of the hoses under there. Have been changed because they were rotten, but they've been kept to black. But I thought the coolant hoses probably could easier to see them if they're blue.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks lovely and clean under here. Yeah, cracking. You've even got your which is interesting because that hasn't got it.
No, they rot. That's a special
have you had
3D printed job.
Oh, have you had that made?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
look at that. That looks amazing. So you have got some nice little touches here and there.
That aren't going to ruin it.
Yeah, absolutely
but, you know.
right. But that's a great little touch.
Oh yes, and this. My dipstick.
Oh yeah, look at that. An actual non-rotted dipstick. Look at that. So what make hose have you gone for there?
S and S, I think they are.
SFS, is it?
They do a kit.
Yeah.
You know, about
Yeah, fabulous. And I presume the V6 kit is different to the 225 kit.
yes, it is.
Different set of hoses.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touches in here are obviously the seat raiser and the winder. Nice. That definitely makes a.
It makes it a little bit different without going too mad. I can change it back because I kept the plastic covers.
It's interesting to see. I think that the interior, the leather, whether they wear better on the V6 than do on the 225, or they have a harder life, but your leather looks in great condition.
Yeah.
The leather on that looks in great condition as well. The 225, not so much.
Views, don't they?
Yeah, which is strange. Whether it is, I mean, they must be the same seats. They must be the same seats, but it must be the. I don't know where they're driven, but quite lovely.
Thanks to Si for providing these pictures after the filming, which carefully document the restoration process the car has been through. The garage had photographed all parts of the process, which makes a great portfolio of evidence when showing the detail to which the mechanics went to get the car in the shape it is in today. Great job, guys. Although we only got to chat for around 30 minutes on that afternoon, I got a great insight into this car and I can see that Si really enjoys driving it. His personalised touches give it a uniqueness without stepping away from the identity of the car. Thanks for the tea and chat, Si. I really appreciated you showing me around your car on the day that I picked up my own 3.2 V6. So if you enjoyed that video and you too would like to feature in a future episode of TT Meets TT, please email me at the address on screen now. I'm always interested in meeting up with fellow TT owners and chatting through all things TT. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Also consider subscribing to my channel, where you will find a fairly substantial selection of maintenance and fix videos on the Audi TT. Some are a little bit alternative, but all are straightforward and easy to follow, as I'm no mechanic myself. Once again, thanks for watching and take care. See you soon.